Hi guys, welcome to today's Power Lunch call. I'm excited about today's call and topic. But before we get started, I do want to start with our Team Give prayer. And I ask that if you are a person of faith, that you would print that off. It's in Team Give files, Team Give prayer, and pray that daily for our team and for your customers and coaches. So Jesus, we just praise you. We thank you for the blessings you have bestowed on us. I thank you so much for this team and the people you've brought to us. I'm in constant awe of your generosity. I pray for each one of our coaches and customers and ask that you bless them in a special way and help them along this journey. Help us to grow as a team and truly work together as one team that gives generously and has you as the utmost importance. Without a doubt, with you as our focus and serving others, we will achieve the greatness you have called us to be. Thank you, Jesus. In your name we pray. Amen. So today's topic, and I probably will cover this topic and even post some separate videos, is all about personality styles and different personalities. And I'm going to be going through the gems, which is from Danny Johnson. And there's tons of different personality styles out there. Tony Robbins, I really like his. His is awesome that he does. There's the animals, the different animals. And that's actually the one that I'm going to post the video to because I think it's very simplified and something you'll remember. And then there's the personality plus. You'll hear a lot of people talk about sanguine and choleric. And then gems are it's not necessarily, I like the gems style that Danny Johnson does because the label that she gives each one of them is a gem. So whereas like the animal one, that may help you to remember the different personalities, and they're all the same, it really is. But Danny breaks things down by gems, and she uses gems because each personality style truly is a gem. You're created by God in his image, in his likeness, and God doesn't create junk. God creates beautiful things. And you know, gems have to go through, a diamond has to go through the fire, the burning, the refining before you become a diamond. So that's called personal development. You know, the more personal development we do, the more our gem will shine. But I want you to learn more about who you are, who your coaches are that you're working with, and your customers that you're working with. Here's why we study personalities, and I have way too many things open on my computer, but I'm going to find my gems document that I have up that I'm going to cover a lot of this stuff, and I have notes written down here. So I have a 170-page book here because I couldn't find my book, so I'm doing the one online here, and I have page numbers written down, so I have to find page 21, and I'm going to go through. This is why it's important that you understand gems. So, and for your business, why it's important as well. So you understand how to work with others better and bring out the best in them. You skillfully perceive exactly what type of communication will get others on the same page with you. You get more results from your business meetings. You will actually enjoy and appreciate every person for who they are. Create compelling presentations that appeal to each gem instead of just one type of gem. Promote and sell effectively to each of the gems, and approach all gems in a way that they're appreciative and they understand. So when you speak the same language as the same gem that you're talking to, they just feel better listened to, they feel more appreciated, they feel more understood, and there's more of a connection there. Communicate more effectively, and you discern and avoid communication breakdown before it happens. So a lot of just elimination of miscommunication and confusion and difficult situations and stuff. You can gain instant favor and rapport with everyone you meet quicker if you have that understanding. So those are some of the reasons why we cover gems, basically. So hopefully that makes sense. I'm going to briefly go through the different gems. So, and this is something Brian and I have covered, I don't know how many years ago, honestly, and I'm just kind of resurfacing it because I never mastered it for sure. I know, and I still need work on this stuff. And I know for me, I'm a pearl. I attract a lot of pearls in this industry. And pearls are naturally attracted to this industry as well. But I know I still have miscommunication breakdown with some of my coaches and different things, simply because I'm not communicating in a way that's best for them. So I'm going to be a little annoying and holler at my husband to come take Emma for me. So the different gems are, first is sapphire, which Brian is a sapphire, if you know my husband. Sapphires are motivated by fun. Fun, 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 fun. Pearls, I'm a pearl. Pearls are motivated by a cause, something bigger than them, helping others. Emerald, and let me stop there. All the sapphires, all the different gems are want to help others, but we help and have different things that motivate us in different ways. Emeralds are motivated by facts and figures, and rubies are motivated by challenges or money. So I'm going to go get Brian. Hey, Brian. Thank you. So that's just very, very brief, the different personalities.
Give me a little girl. Wow.
So sorry about that. And then let's go through, I have to find page 50. And like I said, I'm going to post a video that's going to kind of explain a bit more of these better and go through in way more detail. Here we go. So how do you use these gems? I'm going to go through. So get your paper and pencil out if you don't have it. I probably won't cover everything that I really wanted to cover here. But these are some good questions. And I noticed just in this first part, like how do we use form with gems? Form is, family. These are a set of questions you can ask to get to know somebody before you deliver your message. The message is the invite. So you want to make sure you're getting to know, family, occupation, recreation. You're building that rapport with somebody before you're delivering a message, before you're inviting them to something. So even the type of questions, like I'm a pearl, and I immediately noticed, and of course I attract pearls. What type of questions do I ask? Are typically pearl questions. And I need to get better about asking some of the other questions in different areas, if that makes sense. So we're going to start with sapphires. And so get your pen and paper, and this is just going to help you in building relationships, building rapport. Here are some questions that you can ask sapphires in that forming process. Do you have hobbies? What do you do on the weekend? What is the most fun thing about your job? What do you have the most fun doing? That didn't come out right. What do you have the most fun doing? If you can make work more enjoyable, how would you do it? If you can make work more enjoyable, how would you do it? I'm not stopping too long because you guys can hit pause. If you could make being at home more enjoyable, how would you do it? So for a sapphire, you want to complement his wardrobe, earrings, hair, etc., that type of thing. They're all about the recreation part. So if you notice, it was all about, like I was drawing things there, their hobbies and what do they do for fun. This allows them to start talking about things that they enjoy. So next are pearls. That's what I am. And they're usually more okay about sharing more personal information when they're getting to know somebody. So some of those questions that you can ask a pearl are, where are you from? Is your family close by? Which is hilarious because I always ask that when somebody's moved here. I'm like, oh, is your family here? Always one of the questions I ask. Do you have children? Another question I always ask. And how old are they? Do you get to spend a lot of quality time with your family? What is your favorite thing to do as a family? Are there any charitable organizations you like to work with? So those are some of the pearl ones. Like I said, just reading this, I realized that I ask a lot of pearl questions. So it's a good reflection to go through. For an emerald, like I said, they're more motivated by structured, organized, and very thorough. So if you have an emerald coach, they may want to know all the facts and details before they decide to become a coach. And you need to know that about the people you're working with. A sapphire, they're not going to care about all those facts and details. You want to keep things simple and brief and basically get them signed up. An emerald, you're going to want to send them everything you have probably, and give them time to review that and recognize that about them and be okay with that. So for emerald, how long have you been with your company? What are the current objections of your company? What do you oversee at your job? What tasks are your favorite and least favorite at your job? Is it practical for you to spend the rest of your career with them? Is there anything on your to-do list that you wish you had more time for? And lastly, we have rubies. And rubies, they're motivated, like I said, by a challenge or even money. They're typically very proud of what they do, and they often have a list of accomplishments to share. So if you ask, like if you introduce a ruby, they will immediately, like the first time you're meeting a ruby, they're going to give you their resume when you first, that's usually the first thing out of their mouth. So how long have you been in your profession? What do you love about your job or career? What is it that you're most proud of? Any upcoming big projects you're taking on? Have you won any awards? Only ask that if it's applicable. What is the most prestigious thing about where you work? It sounds like you're doing very well. Where do you feel you will be in the next 5 years? So those are some questions when you're forming that you can start asking people to help you with the forming. So sorry, I have to read my notes here. So like I said, this is going to be just kind of a very brief overview, bullet points. I want you taking notes. How do you use these gems? Like, how do you listen, really? And so you have to listen for what they're saying and the cue responses, which once you watch the other video, Ruby, let's see here. So, or Pearl, they're going to be counselors, school psychologists. They're going to be in that helping field. Social workers are typically your pearls. Your sapphires, Brian was a bush pilot. They like that adventure, that risk-taking type of stuff. Crop dusting pilot. That would definitely be a sapphire's job. And emerald is going to be like a CPA, very mechanical, electrical engineer type of thing. Usually words you can't even, so big you can't understand. Rubies are going to be like CEOs. They're going to be managing people. They're at the top of their organization type of field. So that's some different fields to help you recognize. So when you ask somebody, what do you do? That's one of the first cues into what gem they may be, if they like their job. And you can ask, what do you like best about your job? And a sapphire will say fun, it's really fun. A ruby will say that it's really challenging. They like the challenge of it. Or pearl would be that they like helping people. What am I missing here? Emerald will be like, it's very structured and organized and I can analyze stuff, would be their responses. So you have to listen for what they're saying. So don't be thinking of your responses or about what you had for lunch. Really listen to what they're saying. Ask questions like we just covered before. Ask some of those questions. Don't assume anything. The person doing is not in control of the conversation. The person talking is not in control of the conversation. The one asking the questions is the one who's in control of the conversation. So ask questions instead of talking. Even if you're on Facebook messaging going back and forth, when somebody asks you a question like, what's the cost or what's the price? And somebody asks a question and you go on this long tangent trying to answer all of their questions, you're not in control anymore. Answer the question, brief and simple. Like if they ask the cost, it's 140, go through, and then you end in asking a question. When I'm doing messages back and forth, I always end in a clear, direct question for the person. Be genuinely interested in them. Be yourself, be authentic, be you. Be aware of your nonverbal communications. 93% of all communication is nonverbal. This means only 7% of communication is the words you say. So be aware of things like your posture, your facial expression, your tone of voice, your energy, volume of voice, and anything else that you're expressing non-verbally. So for a pearl, you'd want to talk kind of the tone that I'm talking right now, and I'm smiling and I'd be looking directly at you. I may touch you, touch your hand or touch your shoulder and just be listening like that. A sapphire, it's going to be the one, you can't see my leg bouncing up and down. They're going to be tapping, they may be moving or bobbing as they talk, and their energy is higher and they may have more talk a little louder and be a little louder and smile a little bigger. But they are going to, they're going to kind of look back and forth. They may get sidetracked a little, but they're constantly moving. It's going to be more of a sapphire. A ruby is very sharp. Their posture is going to be tall and straight. The pearl, I was kind of leaning in. A ruby is going to be straight, very, when they go to shake your hand, they're very firm. A pearl, they typically do the hand over the hand when they shake your hand. A sapphire will be kind of the fish shake. It can be a little limp for a sapphire. An emerald is just kind of a normal shake. So a ruby, very stern, sharp shake, posture held high, good posture. Wardrobe, very clean, the best of the best, pricey clothing, very nice clothing, well put together. Your sapphires, they're going to be, the dyed hair, the bigger earrings, a little bit more, what do you call it? When they bezazzled stuff, they're a little bit more flashy. Your pearls, no makeup, yoga pants, very comfortable, natural colors, neutral colors, kind of elastic waist stuff. Emeralds, their clothes have been in their closet for years and they recycle. Put together, still very put together, but not the high end, not a, $500 for a jacket or something like that. Or, it's going to be more your, not low end, but it's put together, but it's not the best of the best. Like your rubies are always the best of the best. So I got sidetracked there. Where was I? I covered sapphire communication. I covered the pearl. Ruby, very strict, eye contact whole time. Emerald, your teachers are emeralds. A lot of times your teachers are emerald personalities. Very organized, and their tone of voice is kind of the same, it's just normal, really, emeralds. So I don't know if this is helping or not, trying to go through the different ways and for you to recognize and really listen to that stuff. Let me find my next page 62. Let's see what I want to cover last here. Thanks for being patient, guys. You guys are awesome. 60. So approaching each gem. So a sapphire. So when you approach them, you want to be upbeat and friendly. You want to smile, smile, smile. Give an energetic handshake. Like I kind of said, you may walk up and be like, "Hey, how you doing? Hey, great fit." They do that multiple shakes, the sapphires. Keep things simple. Build that rapport. Sapphires have great friends. They've been friends forever with people. Let them talk. Don't be arrogant. Show them your fun side. They're attracted to positive people and good, yet warm eye contact for a sapphire. Your sapphires, I can think of some on the team, they can motivate a dead tree. Sapphires are your outgoing, fun personalities. Pearls, be courteous. Be relational. Keep your tone of voice a bit softer. Ask them questions to get them to share information. Give them a soft handshake with both hands. Be an attentive listener. Don't be pushy. Share your caring, nurturing side. All gems have this to a degree, okay? It's just elevated in pearls, but we all have it. Good yet informal eye contact, and they are attracted to people who are giving. It's team give, I'm telling you. And I'll get to that point in a bit. Emeralds respect their time. They're the only people who are always on time. Your emeralds are always on time. Rubies don't even own a watch. And if they do have a watch, it's set to the wrong time. It's just for looks only. Did I say rubies? I meant sapphires. Sapphires are the ones who don't own a watch. So emeralds, they're always on time. Be a professional. Give a quick but firm handshake. Respect their personal space. Don't be a close talker. Ask them more specific questions to really get them to talk to you. Don't be a chatterbox. Answer their questions directly when appropriate. Show them the process and validate that it works. They are attracted to people with a system to complete tasks and get results. They have good eye contact that is direct and focused. So rubies. If you're face-to-face with a ruby, you want to dress to impress. Be very confident, have a strong stance, give a strong and firm handshake, look them in the eye, approach the situation with a result in mind, compliment them and mean it. They like to be told that they're the best. They typically are the best in a lot of things. Tell them success stories. They are attracted to successful people who can help them get even more results. Good eye contact that speaks confidence. So here's why I wanted to cover a little bit more about the gems. And I'm going to go through, in case we run out of time here, I am going to go through a little bit more stuff. Sapphire, sharing ideas with the gems. I want to make sure I covered this point, and I wanted to make sure that I cover why I'm choosing personalities to cover, because we on Team Give have a lot of pearls, because I'm a pearl, and so we attract people like us, and so we attract a lot of pearls. And there is, when you're surrounded by all these pearls, and you may be a ruby, you may be a sapphire, you may be an emerald, and I don't want you to feel isolated. I want to first apologize for speaking so much pearlness. And if you have a lot of pearls in your life, and you're a ruby or an emerald or a sapphire, you need to be aware of that and recognize that. And I want to remind each of you that you are a gem. You were created by God, and there's nothing wrong with who you are and what you stand for and what makes you you. We're all motivated by different things, and that's okay. That's good. That's what keeps this world interesting. And what's I going to say? I don't remember. Oh, the sapphires actually are the ones who have, I think, have it the hardest, maybe, growing up at least. And so if you look at sapphires, like all of them, not all of them, but majority of them were in the principal office, a lot. Your sapphires are the kiddos that are diagnosed with ADHD, and they're not ADHD. Schools are ran by emeralds, and emeralds like rules, and you should follow the rules. Sapphires think rules were made to be broken. And so sapphires are in trouble a lot for being who they are and being true to themselves. And so they get, they're always being told, sit still or stop doing that. And until you come to fully understand a sapphire and how to work with sapphires, they can feel underappreciated.
I'm a sapphire! Woo-hoo!
It's true. He's a sapphire. See, I would never do that. Sapphires embarrass pearls all the time. Pearls would be like heart beating, palm sweating if they have to get up and say their name at a conference. That's me. And Brian is over there shouting out these random things at a conference, and people are looking at him like, I don't know him. Kind of forgot my train of thought. But where I was going with this is I just want to make sure that you recognize that it's okay. Whoever you are, it's a good thing. And we're all going through this refinery process through personal development to be able to shine brighter as our gems. So as Team Give, our mission, right? Team Give, or the name of our group is Team Give. Hello, Team Give fam. Does it scream any more pearlness to you? Team Give fam, helping people one person at a time with a servant heart. That is so pearl. And so if you're a ruby who's motivated by a challenge and by money, there is nothing wrong with that. Don't let a pearl make you feel bad for being motivated by a challenge or for money, or because you want to stay home with your family more. Whatever motivates you, whatever your why is, it's your story and your why, and it's legit. And don't let anybody take that away from you. So that's why I wanted to cover the different gems and the different personalities. And I know I'm not doing the best job here of going through the different ones, but if you're motivated just to have fun and you want this for just the social aspect of it, to come to fit clubs and have fun, and here you have a emerald or a ruby personality coach who's saying, you've got to do this, you've got to do this, you've got to do this. It's okay that you just want to have fun. That's fine. Now, if you want to have fun and you actually need to make money, that's the thing with some of the sapphires. Sometimes they need it, but they don't want to actually do the work. Then you may want to like work with them a little bit more. And you as a coach, you need to learn how to talk to that sapphire. We have a little bit of time left. And these are some ways that you can talk to that sapphire, talk to these different personalities to help them what am I trying to say? Sharing ideas with each of the gems, basically. So you want to keep it simple. Don't get too technical with a sapphire. That would be an emerald. Be upbeat and friendly. Keep everything very positive. And if negative comes up, handle it with a smile and tell more stories. Okay. There's no need for brochures. Just show them the product. You know, you don't have to show them the webinar that we have probably on Team Give Fam. Allow them to experience the product, feel it and touch it. Don't tell them about all the details. Just paint the picture. They don't need all those details. Show them how easy it is to get the results they want. Tell lots of stories. Keep the conversation light and casual, nothing too formal. They will say yes in a lot of ways. When they do, let them buy your idea. Really create the vision for them. Tell them you can do all the paperwork details for them. Bottom line, keep it simple. And that's honestly our mission with Team Give, is to keep things like within the team, to keep things simple and duplicatable. The more simple it is, the better. And so for sapphires, for sure, you want to keep things simple and duplicatable, you know, brief as possible. For pearls, you want to make the appointment on their turf if possible. It makes them feel more comfortable. Begin by letting them know that you're grateful for them taking the time to meet with you, which is funny too, because I'm always like, when somebody tells me or shares their why with me, I'm always like, thank you so much for sharing that with me. I know that was hard. You know, I'm such a, like, it just cracks me up when I go back and I read my messages, or I think how I respond to people. It's all pearl language. So that's why we attract a lot of pearls. Tell them up front that you will support them no matter what their decision is, which is what I do too when I meet with people. Tell them how it will help them or their family. Share lots of stories with them. Listen to them. And be sure to keep control of the conversation. Don't overload with details. Let the testimonies do the work. And I'm sharing this too because I'm letting you guys see like how pearl I am. Like I need to get better at speaking these other languages and talking these other languages, basically, because I don't. Emeralds. Send them the brochure. This is the ones that you definitely want to send brochures to. The more information you send, the better. Or to your website before your meeting, if possible. So have them review stuff before. I definitely have people watch a webinar, do all that type of stuff before I get on the phone with them. If not, make sure to let them know. You can give them that at the beginning of the meeting. They want information, and they will go searching for it if you don't give it to them. Show them the value in your idea, in the product. These are the ones who, you know, they usually have money in their bank account. They're good about the value. They don't spend a lot of money on, you know, just randomly, if that makes sense. Validate why it works, but don't overstate it. Make sure to hit their needs with the idea and the product. Talk about the integrity of how this idea makes sense. And if you don't know the answer to something, don't pretend. Simply say, that's a great question. I would like to make sure I get you the most accurate answer. Would you be willing to let me get back to you? Okay. For rubies, you want to be sharp and concise. Okay. Why is this the best? You want to know. That's what you need to tell them. They want the best. They want to sign up with the best. They want the best of the best. So why is this the best? How fast can they get the results? Your rubies will be the ones that sign up with the full challenge pack, like the coach pack that includes PIO and Sandy Max 30 and 21-day fix, because they want to be the best, and the best sign up with the biggest pack, right? If you want results the fastest, they sign up with that and they get going. They sign up with the 3-day refresh and do it immediately. So they get those 3-day results and are able to share. How can they get it now? Tell short testimonials, all results-oriented testimonials. Be results-oriented. Keep it concise. Keep putting their goals in front of them. Remember, they love to be the first on, and they love to be the first on and own something. So you're just starting your business and you go to them and you be like, I'm just starting something. I want you to be one of the first. That would be a good Ruby language. The Ruby has to be the alpha in every question, so let them have a shot at leading. They also love giving their opinions and ideas. Validate their ideas and opinions and build a bridge to yours. Here's an example. Jim, that's a great idea. I like it particularly because of X, Y, and Z. And I believe based on the results our clients have had with this program, your idea will fit perfectly with this program. Sharing ideas with each Jim. I'm scrolling through. I think that's going to be all for today because it's been 30 minutes and I don't want to keep you guys too much longer. But just, this week, just start paying attention to the different, when you talk to people, see if you can identify them, what type of Jim they are. Even if you want to pick some people in the team and guess what they are, it'd be fun to kind of play the guessing game. What Jim do you think I am? And again, the purpose of this is I do want to encourage you to learn more about your Jims. There's Danny Johnson Jims. Personality Plus is a good one. And I really love Tony Robbins. His is a free one that you can take the test and learn and dive into more. But learning more about personalities is a part of personal development as well. And I would say probably something pretty important, at least once you hit diamond level and above, especially 1-star and 2-star diamond, you have a team and you need to know how to know how to work with your coaches and know their personalities. So for you that are higher level, in your business, or it's going to help you in your marriages, in your your work, all your relationships at work and stuff. When you can recognize somebody's personality and know that and be able to speak their language, it's easier, it's better. So depending upon where you are in your journey, I would probably recommend some personality, learning more about personalities, some personal development in that area for you. So I hope this was helpful. If you have questions, post below, and I'll post a few video links to some different. I'll do the animal one because I like it. It's short and brief if I can find it, and then Tony Robbins, his test, and then Danny does have a personality test that you can take. I will say it's a combination. At first, I thought it was a Ruby when Danny talks about the weaknesses, kind of the struggles of the different personalities. First off, let me say that I identified with every single Jim, their weaknesses, areas that they need to work on or improve on. I seriously was like, that's me, every single Jim. But the Rubies are the ones that I identified the most with. However, when she describes the Rubies and what they are like in the beginning, like what motivates them and who they are and stuff, I didn't really relate to, but I related the most to the weaknesses. So at first I thought I was a Ruby. I was even sitting, at my first Danny event, sitting with all the Rubies, and they were all like, you're not a Ruby. You're still not a Ruby. Look at you. You don't have makeup on. You're wearing your yoga pants, And I was like, I am a Ruby. I am too. And they were right. I wasn't a Ruby. But the personality test can help. You also can't be, a lot of people will take these tests and be like, I'm a Sapphire Emerald. And I'm like, no, you're not. You can't be two opposite extremes. So Sapphire and Emerald are opposites, and Pearls and Rubies are opposite, which is funny because I thought I was a Ruby, which is the complete opposite of who a Pearl is. So your secondary personality is typically, so if you're a Pearl, your secondary is going to be Sapphire or Emerald. If you're a Emerald, your secondary is going to be either Pearl or Ruby. If you're a Ruby, your secondary will be either Emerald or Sapphire. And then if you're a Sapphire, your secondary will be either Ruby or Pearl. Most of the leaders that you see in corporate, like Beachbody, are Pearl or Sapphire Ruby, or Ruby Sapphire, one of the two. And that doesn't mean that there's not lots of successful coaches that aren't Pearls. There are, but Pearls, Pearl Emeralds, and Pearl Sapphires, typically, Sapphires like to be the center of attention. Like, they have fun. They're the center of attention. Rubies like to be the best and be known. They're good at managing teams and stuff like that. So they're the ones who are typically going to be the ones speaking. Like, Pearls hate to speak in public. They're not as, like, I'm saying. So most of the combination that you see as a successful coach is that Ruby Sapphire combo. You see a lot of coaches that are Ruby Sapphire, that are like doing this full time, 5-star level elite and above. A lot of those are Sapphire and Rubies. There's still lots of pearls out there. Me, Melanie Boland, she's a pearl, who are still successful coaches. Not saying that you can't be a successful coach if you don't have those gems in you, but those gems are the ones that you see a lot of because they enjoy speaking in front of people. They enjoy the recognition. They'll go for recognition and for rank advancements and that type of stuff, which there's nothing wrong with that. That just doesn't motivate some people. You know, Melanie Boland, I don't think she's never been elite, but she's been in a Millionaire Club a lot longer, like for a long, long time now. She was one of the first ones in the Millionaire Club. So I'm just throwing that out there to show you, you know, it doesn't matter your personality, your gym. You can still be successful no matter what your gym is. But I'm letting you know if you're a pearl and you're scoping out, you're following a lot of different coaches and not resonating with them, not feeling like you're connecting with them, maybe they're probably a sapphire or ruby, where you may want to follow a pearl, which may be harder to find out there. If that makes sense. They're out there, but you won't know about them. You'd have to ask like a coach and be like, who are the pearls out there in the Beachbody land? Or same thing with the emeralds. So anyway, I hope that helped. TerraCore is a sapphire. It's funny, like the sapphires are all over the place. They're disorganized, and it just goes to show, hey, you can still do this and be successful. There's lots of them that work on their, you know, refinery's fire. So anyway, I'm rambling. I love you guys. You're awesome. I love our team. I love our fam. And thank you for watching this recorded or live. I appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next week. Bye.